TRS enabled. TRS enabled.
Hello, everybody. It's Tier 1. Welcome back, everybody, to another week of UFRL, where we start in Tier 1 as always. This time around, Flynn wouldn't be here, so I am just subbing in for him. He's done a great job throughout the season, and sometimes he deserves the rest. So, that will be your comms guy for today. Hopefully, a very good one. Let me pull up the stream, make sure that sound check is working properly. Oh, it's gonna be a good race today. I'll try my best. I'll try my best not to be biased to my Mercedes drivers. Today, I am not the Mercedes TP. I am not Mercedes driver. I am just the commentary guy. Oh, Jamie Singleton, nice to see you in chat. Yeah, massive race. It is massive race. Honestly, 2 rounds to the end. Constructors on the line. Drivers Championship on the line. Yeah, I won't say it's on the line for Oh, where's Mano? Where's Mano? I actually have not been informed on what's going on here. Where is Mano? That means it's over. Championship is over. I didn't know he got a race ban. Let's check. Let's check the incident. I know. So I thought Viva will probably put it in the chat if I can't check the incident. But let's check the incident and see what happened to Mano. It might just be a race ban for him. Him and Bird aren't racing. I know Bird just decided not to race. I know that's why he's not here, but I'm not sure about Mano. I'm not sure about what happened to Mano. Maybe he actually doesn't want to race too. Maybe he feels like the league is against him. Guys, trust me. Everyone in this league needs to listen to me right now. Listen to me and listen to me good. No one is against anyone in this league. We try to make it as fair as possible. If you're in an incident, you'll be punished according to the rules. If you do not send in your clip, you will be punished according to the rules. If you do not do attendance, you will be punished according to the rules. No one is exempt from it. If Mr. P, the admin of the league, decides not to do attendance, he can't race. It's just how it is. He will have to do the attendance. We don't care if he's the admin of the league. He will have to get it done. So that's how it is. So there's no complaining. Oh, I didn't do my attendance, but you guys are against me. That's not how it works. But back to the racing. Who's going to be first to come out? Let's see. Most of the drivers are coming out ready to race, ready to quali. Sorry. We're going to head to Williams of Bad Boy, who is the first on track. He will be looking for another win. Yeah, he did win 2 rounds ago at Australia, so he'll be looking for another win today. His teammate Pesci will be accompanying him on track. Will the Williams be able to work together today to grab another 1-2 for that outfit? We're gonna head down now to UFRL Merck, our winner from last race in a chaotic race at Singapore. That was one that you should not miss. What a race that was. I was doing race control on that, so I actually saw that one firsthand. Dry racer. Well, oh, that's very good. Thanks for that information, Coffee. Thanks for that information. Dry race, so we know it's going to be spectacular one. Not that race. You know, when it comes to the rain, it's all about skill. Sometimes it's nice to watch drivers race in the rain because you know it's mostly about skill and not really the speed that you truly have. When you're equal with somebody in pace on the dries, when it gets wet, the pace difference could be a lot, depending on who's better on the wet or who's better on the dries. So that's why sometimes the rain affected races are good, but not every time. Sometimes we just want to see dry racing with overtakes with DRS. Viking Fox will be starting his lap. Another reserve race for Viking, who basically at this point is a tier 1 driver. He's done a good job. Last week I believe he got a P6 after penalties. So he's done a good job with the absence of his number 1 teammate, who I'll say is Young Light. That I'll say that has slightly affected the Visa RB outfit. They will probably have been leading the championship, Constructors Championship by now, but things always affect every other team. Every other team has their own problems. Mercedes, we started with only 4 drivers, and they did a very good job to actually stay in the top 3. With only 4 drivers, and we didn't have anyone in tier 3, so none of them could reserve. So we missed tier 3 races for 4 rounds before I joined in there. So everyone has their problems, and the problem that RB face is the fact that their driver, who can probably get them race wins in tier 1, doesn't show up. But let's see who's going to be the first to cross the line. It looks like he's going to be the RB of Viking Fox, so we're going to stick with him and see what time he does as he heads down now to 130. The fastest corner on track, maybe the fastest corner in Formula 1. I see, obviously, with the quickest second sector, the only driver to do a second sector will definitely have the quickest second sector. But here we go, last chicane before he gets to the final corner. What can the Visa RB say? Currently sitting in P12, but he will go to P1 when he does cross the line. But would that time be quick enough to set? That time 128.9 might not be quick enough to be the quickest, but Hazer 128.9 too. Ooh, if Hazer can get 128.9, Viking can also get 128.9. Not a bad time from the tier 2 driver Viking. That looks he might be one of those drivers that might be going up to tier 1 next season, but you never know. It depends on who stays and who goes. As Mateus, championship leader, and the driver who can't secure the championship today, as it looks like, goes up top with 127.4. He is right at the top. And will he get the pole position that he will be looking for today? And the Mercedes outfit definitely will be looking for today, because that extra point always matters when it comes to constructors. Haas and the Visa RB watching and also want to be winners. Everybody wants to be winners. Everybody wants to be champions. And we know that Haas and Visa RB are definitely going to push Mercedes all the way to the end. And as I say, as we always say, let the best man win. May the best man win. Obviously, we all know here who I hope will win. But let's go ahead down to the Red Bull. Both Red Bulls, the main team and the sister team, should be going into the pits. They have set their times. Mr. P is out there, who is pushing on his time now, so we'll see what he's going to get. Another driver that has done a good job here this season. We know we know the skill he has under his wheel, but it's been a very tough season in tier 1 with a lot of top drivers. But he has done a good job for Mercedes, always in the top 10, exactly what we need. Bad boy, another driver that, if he can gain that consistency of pace and keeping it on track, I wouldn't be surprised if he is a future champion one day. But that's just speculation. That's just things that you hope, if buts or maybes. As the Mercedes will be crossing the line now, he will be heading to P5, right ahead of Viking Fox with a 128.7. That's going to be P5 for the Mercedes. The Williams, I believe, behind, fuel is low, so yep, he will be going into the pits, causing yellow flags at the back. This as across the line there. Mercedes of Mateus might also have low fuel, as yeah, I believe he does, as most of the drivers are going through now. We're going to head to the Haas first. It is Deck. Will he be going to the pits? No, he will. Finishing his lap, but he goes into the wall there. He tried to keep the line as tight as possible, but that surely slowed him down a little bit more. Definitely, he might have been able to beat Hazer with the time that he was going to get, but going into the wall there, maybe we'll have lost him about a tenth. Very lucky he didn't lose his wing, but I mean, it's not the race, so it doesn't really matter in the end. He did complete his lap. Next to cross the line is going to be the Red Bull of Hazer, who I believe is going on another lap on those old 2-lap old tires. we'll see. I think he believes he can improve on his time. We're sitting on a 128.2. He did get 128.9 on the first lap on these tires. Now, for the 128.2, it looks like he might have gone in and come back out for a first round. He's going for another round here. So, I think he did, the first time he did must have been set on different tires. Because that's 3 laps now. Should be more than 3 laps if he was out for all that while. Let's bring this down. I reckon Deck and Links 1-2. Yeah, that's a nice prediction, but that's a prediction I do not want. It would be nice to see them out, giving them their congratulations, but that's a prediction I do not want. Because what Mercedes do not need right now is the guys in P3 who have, credit to them, I have to give credit to Haas. At one point they were P7 in the championship, looking like a team that were going to finish in the bottom of the championship once again this season, but the resurgence from these drivers, as Deck is going to almost lose it going into the pit, the resurgence from these drivers has been very good. Williams P1, P2. William P1, P2. Yeah, are you talking about me or are you talking about them? If you're thinking about William 1-2, maybe. I mean, Pesci is up there in P2 with a 127.9. So we will see. With 9 minutes, they still have a lot of time to go in quali. If Bad Boy can just get a good time to put himself up there, it's going to be an interesting one. Does anyone have? Question now is: does anyone have engine pen? I don't believe so. Iceman is out. Retired from this session. Looks like Bad Boy might have his engine pen today. I believe he might be the one to have the engine pen. So, like I said, I just said anyone have engine pen, and there we go. Bad Boy is the one with it. Rusted Bolt, another driver who's done a great job for the Visa RB this season. I know he will be very, very happy if they do end up winning the constructors because of the job he's done. Just going on recent form. Oh yeah, just going on recent form. Yeah, Haas. If we're going on recent form, okay, but let's take out that Singapore race because that one was just chaos. Singapore was just chaos, so we can't actually talk about that. If we're going on recent form, I see the Williams obviously being up there 1-2, but as you can see, Bad Boy has taken that engine pen. Deck and Links have been very strong. Deck did win on Saturday. Deck won the Vegas Grand Prix, the Intertier Grand Prix. So he's another driver, and let's not just say it was the Intertier. He beat on track. He beat Mr. P, Pesci, Hazer, Mano. He beat all of them. Links. So he has a lot of pace. Deck in his Haas. Links also has a lot of pace. He is doing a good job in the 100% too. So we'll see how it goes for the Haas outfit today. They are likely to finish in the top 5, but could they get that 1-2? Mateus still up there with a 127.4 fastest lap. I'm sure he will be happy with that extra point. He hasn't gotten I don't believe Mateus has gotten a pole position since Monza before the break. Maybe, not too sure. Did he get pole last week at Singapore? No, I don't believe he got. I think Pesci got pole at Singapore. So Mateus, Pesci, Deck, my top 3. Good top 3 there. So we're gonna keep that in mind. Track said Mateus, Pesci, Deck for his top 3. My top 3. I said I feel I'm gonna go for Deck to win today. Deck for the win. Mateus in P2. And Hazer is going to find his way into P3. That is my prediction. But we will see. I'm going to write it down in the chat so I don't forget that. So, Deck for the win. Matthias and Hazer in P3. I don't know why I'm not backing my driver to win today, but given the fact that he's already going to seal the championship, he wouldn't want to be pushing too hard for a win. And also, no one is going to make it easy for him to win, especially Pesci behind. They're not going to make it easy for him to win. So that win might not just come as easy for Mateus today. But we'll see. All he needs to do is try and pull away right at the start of the Grand Prix. Then if he can do that, he can surely win the race. Mr. P, the other Mercedes, P6 now. Very good lap from him as he's up there in the top 10. Exactly where he needs to be for that outfit. Putting pressure. I didn't even notice that Matt is smashing it, to be fair. Yes, he's absolutely smashing it. I think he might be coming for vengeance this race, because last race let's not even talk about last race. I watched the last race from his POV, from most of the drivers' POV, and there was a little bit of ganging up on Matthias, but we'll talk about that later at the end of the season. Mr. P doing good job. As I was about to say, as you can see, Mr. P in the Mercedes is surrounded by the Haas and the Visa RBs, the 4 drivers in the 2 different teams that were going against in the constructors. So he's under way more pressure than Matthias. He just has to try and win the race. If the quali does end like this, he's going to have to try and fight against 4 different drivers when he's considering our championship. But he has the experience, and I'll see how he can do that. I believe he can do that. If there's a driver out there who can do that, he'll be the one with a lot of experience in Formula 1. Multiple title winner in different tiers, so wouldn't be surprising from him. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how if quali just ends like that with 5 minutes to go. Last week's race winner, I call him Lewis Hamilton because he's my Lewis Hamilton from last season. One of my drivers who did win the constructors with us last season. Our number one driver in the team. I think I got the least points last season in Mercedes. Him, Didi, Frank, Gandalf, and PRV did a very, very good job. He hadn't won a race this season before Singapore last race. I'm sure he was very, very happy with that one to show that he still got the pace. But if you're keeping focus on the championship, Merck is actually up in P3. I'll post the championship right at the end of qualifying because I was doing it before I had to start the stream. So I'll post the right tier 1 and the constructors right at the end. Merck has moved up to P3 in the championship. It's very surprising because at the start of the season, after a few races, I believe he was down in. I don't even believe he was in the top 10. So it has been a very, very strong resurgence from that Ferrari there. We did have a very quick teammate who had eventually left the league. Iceman looks like another driver that is doing an engine pen. But here we go. They're going to be doing their last laps of quali. Yeah, Merck is very consistent. I think that's why he can put himself up there in P3. Yeah, he did finish P3 in the championship last season. Could win it at the end, but it was a fast stretch. He needed Hazer and Lynx to have bad performances, but it was very close. As you can see there, Mateo's very close to Mr. P. I think he used a little bit of his slipstream. He wants to extend his time to make sure that nobody behind can beat the pole position that he's sitting on right now. Going to the final chicane of this track. The Haas is going to be first to cross the line. Deck goes P2, 127.8. Matthias is going to keep his pole position, but he didn't improve on his time for now. Pesci in the pits. Looks like he might not be going for a last lap. Hazer, will he be going into the pits yet? That will probably be the end for Hazer. How many minutes do they have? Actually, how many minutes do they have? Oh, they do have 3 minutes, so they all can still come out for one more lap. They all can still come out for one more lap. Quali isn't still over here. Mr. P is still in front of the 2 RBs, and I know he surely will be looking at that. Bam in P9 and Coffee in P10, the Aston. Getting on to the top 10. Filthy and Viva, the Kick Saubers, haven't gone out yet to set their times. Merck looks like he didn't validate on his time. He still hasn't set a time yet, but we keep going with 2 minutes. Everybody should be out now. If you want to set the time, you should be out now or to be over. Let's see. Deck. Alpine of Bam out, I think, on an out lap. Yes, on an out lap, so he'll be starting the lap. Deck did finish a lap before though, but let's see. Yes, Deck, look like Deck might be going for another push. Oh, he's going into the pits. Surely that's the end of qualifying for Deck here. I don't know if he'll be able to push for another one. If he does push for another one, it's highly unlikely that he'll be improving. It's only 7. Okay, let's watch that ERS. Let's see how much ERS he can recharge before he starts. Nope. He will be going into the pits, and that will be the end for qualifying for the Haas. It's going to be P2 for him with a 127.8. He'll be hoping that he can stay there. Pesci coming out. Hazer coming out. Lynx out, about to start his lap. Out for Viking Fox. His teammate though, rusted boat on the lap. Yellow flags behind caused by Kick Sauber. His teammate though of the rusted boat currently on the lap. Does he have enough to beat Mr. P, to beat Mercedes in front? That's exactly what he'll be looking for at this point of the season, when you know that you probably can't be champion anymore. Just go to focus on the team points, and Rusted Bolt will be definitely looking at that Mercedes in P6 and thinking, I should try and beat that. He was improving on his time by 5/10, and it looks like he might just have enough when he does cross the line to beat that Mercedes, and exactly he does that. Goes in front of the Mercedes and the Haas, ironically, into P5. A good job for the Visa RB. Now sandwiching the Haas and the Mercedes as his teammates of Viking Fox in P8 will be starting his final push lap. And they will all be beginning their final push laps. All begun their final push lap, and we'll see how it is. Merck will be the last one to begin, I believe. 46 seconds to go to cross the line. He will have enough time. Who else? Who else is behind? Pesci on the unlap. Hayes on the unlap. Matthias on the unlap. They will need to get there quick. 35 seconds. Get there and start that lap. But who was the first? Let's see. I believe. Let's just keep watching who's going to the line. Pesci outlap. Mercedes of Mr. P. Outlap. Behind him is Bam. Outlap. Is he actually on the lap? Bam is on the lap. So let's see. P9. He's going to be the first to cross the line. Will he improve on this time? Coming out of the final corner. Sitting on a 1:28.9. Crossing the line. An improvement on his time? Improvement on his pace? No, he will not. Or did he cross the time enough to start a final? I believe there was a second to go there. So he might have crossed the line. Lynx hasn't done enough to get into the top 5. A 1:28.2 for Lynx. Mr. P will be on the lap. Viking will be on the lap. And we'll see if they can beat the time that Lynx can say and push that Haas even lower on the grid. Pesci in P3. They're all on their laps now. Who's going to be next to cross the line? Let's head down to Visa RB. Rusted Bolt going into the pits. Behind him, his teammate is getting that maximum amount of slipstream from the kickstart. But as I saw there, he wasn't improving on his time. Can he get enough of improvement when he comes out of this chicane? This is exactly where he will need to get it. It's not going to be enough. That is going to be that for Viking in the Visa RB. P8 for him. Not a bad place to start when you're a reserve driver though. But that is going to be the end for him. We're going to head now to Merck, who has invalidated his time. And Merck will have to start at the back here. The Aston Martin of Coffee crossing the line. Moves up to P8. Knocks down Viking to P9. We're going to head to Hazer in that Red Bull. Looks like Hazer was very close to Pesci there. Maybe something happened to Pesci. Hazer can improve on the time. Goes P2. He's going to knock down Deck, but not enough to get that pole position. Can Pesci get it? No, he cannot. It's P2 only for Pesci. Mr. P goes up to P5 with a very strong time there. 1:28.0 for Mr. P. A good place to be. Still in the sandwich of the Haas and the Visa RB, but he knows his role today and he has to play it if he wants to help the team. I'll have to go now to the Alpine Bam going into the pace. That will be that in qualifying. Mateus finally taking that pole position and the extra point that he has missed out on in about 3 or 4 Grand Prix now. He'll be very, very happy with that for sure. Pesci, not enough to get Mateus, about 1.5 tenths behind in P2. Hazer in P3. 9 hundredths of a second behind Pesci. Very close between those two. Deck will take P4 after retiring early here in quali. A good one that was. Merck, surely last week's race winner, will not be happy with the quali that he showed today. But we'll see how that goes. Starting from 14th, how much places can he make? Let's just remember in Singapore, he did start, I think, 9th or something. They start not too far ahead and did win the race. So anything can happen. But it was Singapore, to be fair. That is a crazy race. Do we need race director after quali? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Speeding, pit lane, but people speeding pit lane doesn't really matter. Just looking for collisions, no collisions. I'll be back in 5 minutes when the race resumes. All right. The race should start any moment now. I've posted the standings in for tier 1, by the way. So if you guys want to go look at it, you guys want to quickly go look at it. And there we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the drivers. Looks like all of them are on mediums, and his foot to the floor and go. Mateus does have a good start. Is going to keep that pole position. The Mercedes of Mr. P also having a good start. The two Hasses have now been will now going together. The Mercedes of Mr. P will get ahead of Deck here. A very, very good start from him now, and they can now charge up more contact at the back. Viking and Bad Boy going. Look at Viking. Wasn't Viking? Looked like the kid Sauber was going side by side with someone there, but I didn't catch that. Let's put the tires on now. I know exactly. Look, we always say telemetry off. We're letting that now. Most of the drivers are on mediums. 3 on hards. Coffee, Iceman, and Viva will start with the hards. Merc on the mediums behind. Looks like Merc might have. Did he get damage? Any damage on Ferrari? There, no damage on Ferrari, so he can keep going. The Mercedes, though, of Yves Mateo still leading the way. Will try to pull away from Pesci here. Exactly what he would need to do if he wants to grab the win. Easy win here. Mr. P in P4. He's usually strong around here at Japan, so this is exactly what he'll be looking for. But under pressure from Deck, Rusted Bolt, and Link's Piece, all right behind him, knowing that they're gonna have to beat the Mercedes today. Gonna head down now. Bam, behind Coffee. When they do finish this, as Viva will make a move on Viking Fox down the inside, going into the 130 yard. Will Viking Fox fight it back? He's gonna look for it, but knowing that it's not close enough, it's going to hold it behind the Visa RB. One move made already, as DRS now will be enabled on this lap. Mateus still 6/10 away from Pesci. Hasn't lost that DRS. Hazer is pushing though to try not to lose that DRS to Pesci in front. Mr. P now will try and hold on to Hazer. If Hazer does follow the DRS on Pesci and Mateus in front, he will be under pressure from Mr. P. I know the drivers behind him do not want to lose that DRS to the fast drivers in front who they know will easily pull away. If that happens, the Visa RB of Rusted Bolt staying behind Link's Piece. Coffee now has been the first one to break the pack, and he has now lost DRS, so this is now the second pack of the race. Merc behind surely will not be happy, knowing we should have done a better job in quality not to be stuck bogged down in that problem right now. But the race goes on. Matthias still hasn't pulled away from the DRS from Pesci behind. He's pushing and making sure it does not go anywhere. Mr. P has lost DRS though to Hazer, so now he's gonna have to focus on defending from the drivers behind, which is gonna be a difficult task, but task that he's gonna have to do nonetheless. Bad Boy now very close to Rusted Bolt. Will he be looking for the move on Rusted Bolt? Oh, Rusted Bolt is going to slightly defend it to make sure there doesn't have anything, but that defense makes sure that Rusted Bolt line was a little bit compromised. Can Bad Boy have the better exit coming out of here? It might not be enough. Rusted Bolt will still have that DRS in front, as somebody has gone for a spin of losing pieces. Bam! Looks like Bam made a mistake coming out of the chicane. Merc is going to try and move on Filthy, goes down the inside, but nothing doing there. He can't get it done. He's going to have to stay behind that kick Sauber now, as they're putting pressure on Coffee, who leads this pack, both Coffee and Viva, on those hard tires. As Mateus looks like he wouldn't be able to pull away from Pesci here today. Hazer has settled well here and now just can't stay behind these two in front. Mr. P has lost 2 places to the Haas of Deck and Link's Piece, but this means that he can just stay behind and use that DRS and use the pace of Deck actually to get back to the drivers in front, as there's a little bit of a lockup from Pesci as he was behind Mateus there, almost going into the Mercedes, but nothing doing. They keep going, and Rusted Bolt in P7 still able to make that move. 3 seconds now that Coffee has lost the pack in front, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-pack race in this one. Yeah, the pack behind will be hoping for safety car if they want to get back to the front, but if they not get one, they have to settle for where they're going to finish and just fight for where they can. As Rusted Bolt and Bad Boy there going into the chicane. Rusted Bolt making a little bit of contact with Bad Boy, but Bad Boy did complete the move going into 130. Yeah, his next target now is going to be Mr. P in that Mercedes, who is doing a good job now to hold on to the Haas in front. But Bolt though is going to fight it back. Yellow flag at the back. Safety car. Safety car. Coffee in the wall. He has not out of the session though. He has lost his wing. But exactly what he. It's not a conspiracy, guys. Don't worry. I know he was the one leading the pack at the back, and I said they will need a safety car to recover. I don't think he crashed on purpose. So let's not think Coffee crashed on purpose to make them catch back. But maybe the pack behind him communicated with him, buddy. You lost us DRS. You're gonna have to do something to get us back, and he's done it now. Safety car is out. Who will be going into the pits? Will they be going for hard tires to go to the end, or settle to stay on these medium tires? 3 laps they've done now. It's going to be 4 at the end of this one. 23 laps on hards can be done, but will it be done, or who will it be done by? That is what we're going to see. Alright, sorry guys, I got a little bit stuck there, but it was under the safety car, so I could pause. Who went into the pit? Oof. Everybody but Pesci, Hazer, Deck, Filthy Ghost, Iceman. Everybody else decided the right choice will be the pit stop. We'll see if that works for them. Mateus definitely can go. If no safety car comes out, Mateus will win this race, because it will be very difficult for Pesci or the rest of them to claw back a whole pit stop on a guy like Mateus. So let's see how this is going to work out for them. Let's see how this is going to work out for them. I'm going to wait for the rest of the pack to bunch up. Coffee will be the last, and he will join the pack. I'm going to mute for a second again now. When I see that they've joined together, I'll mute. All right, there we go. Back to the race. Oh my God, Matthias has found his way back into P3. I saw what was happening there. Some people actually went into the pits, but that was the horrible choice. Look how far back they went. I mean, did they actually listen to what I said when I said that there's no way they're catching Matthias because of a pit stop? You guys didn't have to listen to me there. Why did you go into the pit? So I stayed out. Maybe because of the double stack. But Hazer wasn't going to double stack though. There's no Red Bull around him. I don't know why he didn't go the first time. But here we go. The race has begun. As the Haas almost went on the inside of Iceman Ice Cold. Could have taken him out there, but he did a good job to pull out of it. Pull out game strong. As Matthias now on those hard tires behind Pesci on mediums, he still hasn't gone in. And it's exactly what Matthias will be looking for here, hoping that no other safety car comes out in this race. But Viva has lost the DRS to the drivers in front. I know exactly what they'll be looking for. Fighting behind though, Bad Boy and the Ferrari of Merck. Bad Boy trying it around the outside as they come out of the S's there. But Merck is going to keep it in P8. Viking Fox in P11. Still doing a good job for Visa RB here. And now Mr. P. Oh, smoke behind the Visa RB there. But Mr. P now in P6. Slotting behind most of the drivers. Surely all the drivers will be going to the end on these hard tires. But we'll see if another safety car does come out. Iceman decided to stay out on his hard tires. And this means that he's going to slightly be losing DRS to the drivers in front, and that's going to make links and the rest of the drivers behind him, who definitely do not want to lose DRS to Pesci and Matthias in front, be a little bit desperate, because as he heads down now to 130R, the Haas is going to go down the inside and take that place from Iceman. He's not waiting for the DRS. The Mercedes too and the Visa RB will also be looking for it. Visa RB is going to go for a spin there, making contact with Iceman. Rusted both. He surely will not be happy with that one. He might feel that the Aston Martin didn't give him the space that he requires. He's going to lose his place to his teammates and the other Red Bull, dropping all the way down to P12. Not what the RB outfits will be looking for, considering that the Mercedes are still in P1 and P5. But we keep going on. We'll see how they can recover that links piece. So doing a good job here for Haas, but we need to catch up to the DRS in front of Pesci and Matthias. Pesci on these medium tires will have to be thinking about the pit stop very soon. He might extend it as long as he can. He's gonna have to start thinking of that pit stop very soon, because those tires will surely start to fall off. Iceman's hard tires are already starting to fall off compared to the other drivers around him. I won't say they're trying to fall off too hard, but compared to a 7 lap old mediums, to definitely will start falling off. I believe on lap 10 those tires maybe a little bit extended, because we've had a safety car, so his tires could maybe extend to lap 12 before he will have to think about coming into the pits. Still 1.6 behind now. Link's piece almost in there, almost in that DRS, using a lot of his ERS to try and get back into it, but it's not enough. He's not going to get it. Mr. Pido right behind Iceman. He's going to set this move up, but if you guys notice one thing, who is behind Mr. P? UFRL Merck. These two are absolutely inseparable, because I believe they got a double podium last week, Mr. P and Merck. Merck didn't win, Mr. P in P2, so no matter where they start, they always find themselves close to each other. The Alpine teammates from Intertier, who are doing a good job there to grab that championship, Constructors Championship, are here to work together once again. See how that's work out for them. We'll see who can finish ahead of who in this race of friends. But 1.3 seconds, Lynx can't still catch up to the two drivers in front. Matthias has lost the place to Pesci. I don't know how that was done with those old medium tires that Pesci has. It shows you the pace that Pesci does have in that car. Link's piece though is going to now catch up to the DRS because of the overtake that Pesci made on Matthias. It's Singapore all over again. They get ahead of that Mercedes of Matthias and make sure that he doesn't pull away from the pack. It's not malicious, it is cheeky, but it's not malicious. It is part of racing. To make it harder on your competitor, you have to do some things. As they head down now to 130R, UFRL Merck right behind the Aston Martin of where is the Mercedes of Mr. P, or up to P4. I was about to say he has pulled away from the Aston Martin now. I thought he spun. I didn't see him close to them, but he just slightly ahead, 1.1 seconds away. But now Merck is now finally going to have that DRS without the Aston Martin having to defend it. But he goes deep there, and he's not going to take the optimal line. This means that the Ferrari is going to get it easily done down the inside. The Williams of Bad Boy 2 is also going to try it on Viva, who's trying around the outside of Iceman and will take that place to P6. Bad Boy is the only one who didn't complete the move on the Aston, but he can get it here done now before they get to the S's. He has the grip, he has the traction. Round the outside he goes as he makes contact with the Aston and he goes to the wall. Safety car. Safety car. Safety car. Safety car. Another Aston in the wall. Didn't DNF. But that's a safety car. Oh, you know the happiest man right now? Pesci. Pesci will be absolutely loving this. Are they going to go for medium 17 laps? Maybe not. Maybe they'll just stay on their hards, because in the end, medium 17 laps would be basically like just staying on the hards. Pesci will go into the pace, but the rest of them behind him wouldn't. Viva definitely will be going to the pace. His mediums would not extend. But it's two Aston Martins now who have brought out the safety car. I believe Coffee was just a spin, but this one was contact between Bad Boy and the Aston Martin of Iceman. How I look at that, I don't think that was on Bad Boy. The Aston Martin had enough space to the left. I think he was the one who turned in a little bit too early, but you have to see different POVs. But that looked like it was on the Aston Martin. It was his own doing that he went into the wall. But, like I said, the steward will handle that. Mateus, let's see now. Who is he gonna pit? This race is changing here. So I believe we do increase safety car in this league now. That's why you're seeing more safety cars, and that's actually really good, because we had drivers going into the wall like that and no safety car did come out. Oh, Mateus will go into the pit. Pesci will go in. Lynx will go in. Mr. P will go in. Merck will go in. It looks like everybody going into the pits. Medium tires that they're going to throw on, and they're going to push to the end. Bam! Oh my God, what is going on? Bam! Did he get damage from that? Did he get damage from that? Let's see. No, it looks like his wing is all right. Oh, very close from him there. Yellow tires on the Alpine, but that means he's going to lose more places than he should have when he did go into the pits. Some drivers deciding to stay out. Hazer staying out. Coffee. Oh, what is going on? Not so much going on in this race, honestly. Coffee going out. Hazer staying out. Hazer staying out. Viking, Filthy, and Deck all deciding to stay out in this race. Mateus still leads the pack of drivers who have gone into this race. Right now, this race actually falls into the hands of Pesci on those hard tires. Right at the end, if no safety car comes out again, right at the end, his tires will be in the optimal position to try and beat Mateus in that Mercedes. See how it works out. And Viking Fox up to P3 on those hard tires. Where can he finish for Visa today? It's going to be very difficult to fight off the drivers behind, but we'll see if he can have a strong finish. Visa RB. The has to, like I said, Deck. Look at Deck up in P1. I did predict that it was going to be a, let's see our prediction. Deck win, Mateus in P2, and Hazer in P3. Not looking likely, but we'll see. Ooh, that's loud. That's not looking likely, but we'll see how that works. Sorry guys, I got distracted by my brother playing UFC behind. Deck, Filthy Ghost, and Viking are the top three in this, and they will be leading in the way. 5 drivers in front decided not to go in, the rest went in. Alright, safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap for sure, because the whole pack has bunched up. Anybody going to the pits? Deck, no. Nope. Staying out. Staying out. That was their strategy. They were not going to do what the other drivers did earlier in this race and winning after they went round again. But here we go. I can luckily take this time to actually post constructors. One sec. Everyone can have a look at constructors. I've done all this stuff. It's just sitting on my phone to post it. Let's go for replays. Put the constructors here. Very interesting constructor. You see, like Mercedes still lead the way by that's 26 points. 26 points. Looking to extend it. Fiza will be doing a good job. Alpine though have overtaken Haas. I didn't even notice that. Why are they ahead of Haas? Did I get that wrong? Interesting. Alpine have overtaken Haas. Moved up to clean the championship. Wow, what a clawback. This is surprising. This is surprising. Alright, safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. There we go now, and they are gone. Deck is going to lead the way. He goes now. Filthy goes. Does he have a good enough run on the back of the Haas there to make the move? Might not have enough. Hazer under pressure from Mateus, who will go down the inside. Takes that P4, and exactly what Mateus will need now. Pulling away from Pesci will be the #1 priority, as Pesci on those hard tires that will be in the optimal position right at the end compared to everybody on track. Viva has taken the place from Bad Boy. Actually, Bad Boy has taken the place from Viva as they were heading into the S's there. The place that he made an overtake on the Aston when they had their accidents, he does it again on Kick Sauber, but this time around the two drivers did work well together there to not make contact. Hazer though, 1/10 behind Mateus. Will he be looking for the move as somebody is on the gravel there? That means Mateus can have a run on the Aston Martin in front. It is Coffee down the inside. The Mercedes goes side by side with the Aston. Does he have enough traction coming out of there? Yes, he does. Up to P3 for Mateus. Is Coffee going to P4 for Mateus? Is Coffee going to fight it back? He will try to, but there's nothing he can really do. Pesci on the inside takes it from Hazer. He's not letting Mateus go anywhere. As you can see, the Williams of Pesci absolutely pushing hard. He does have his eyes, his hawk eyes definitely in the rear wing of that Mercedes, who's making a move on another driver in front. He's wasting no time whatsoever. Mateus up to P3 he goes. Pesci follows him into P5, and here we go now. These two not waiting for the DRS, who absolutely look for every moment to get this move done, as Pesci now right behind Viking Fox, who will be the next target for the Williams. He's low on that ERS. Does Viking have enough to defend from Pesci as they head down the straight? It looks like he will have enough, and Pesci is going to have to look for another moment here. But Mateus though is finding his moments behind Filthy Ghost. Wouldn't be enough going into the S's. Will he have a better entry and exit coming to this S? Yellow flags at the back as Pesci. Pesci has spun. Pesci has spun all the way to P15, and he throws it away. He could have won this race here, but out of desperation, out of sheer will to try and get back into the back of the Mercedes, he makes contact as the Mercedes, other Mercedes of Mr. Perm and Hayes are slightly making contact here as they were trying to get ahead of each other. But Mateus now will be very, very happy with exactly what happened there. Pesci spinning to the back. He having better traction than the Kick Sauber as they head now to the hairpin. Will he make the move using that little bit of the ERS, tucking behind the slipstream of the Kick Sauber as Mateus now trying to get into P2. He sees Deck pulling away. I did predict a Deck win here with Mateus in P2 and Hazer in P5. It still doesn't look like that will be the case. But Deck on those hard tires that are quite old, but Mateus tires will fall off right at the end, and they will probably have equal tires. We'll see what Deck can do with this. He will need to push as hard as he can right now if he wants to get this done. Mr. P making a move on Hazer up to P8 down the inside. The Aston Martin is going to do. Coffee is going to defend from Bad Boy there, but Bad Boy now trying to switch back with the DRS. Coffee might not have the DRS on his car there, does he? as Mr. P now on the inside of Bad Boy is going to take that place. Can he make it 2 in 1 as he heads down to turn 1? Yes, he can. The Mercedes up to P6. Unbelievable stuff from Mr. P. Mercedes jolly land here, and Haas also doing a very, very good job. 1 in P1 and 1 in P4. The constructors is fighting all the way to the end with 2 rounds to go in UFRL. Everybody will be giving it their all as Matthias now has finally dispatched the kick Sauber and is moved up to P2. His next target now is going to be the Haas of Deck in front, who believes that Matthias surely does have the faster pace than Deck, so Deck might just use the pace of Matthias to keep close to here. But Link's Peace trying to move on Filthy Ghost here, not enough doing. Filthy Ghost doing a good job to defend it, as Mr. P here now is going to be coming back. He's looking at that Visa RB front. He has entered the DRS. That is exactly what we need. Link's Peace has fallen off of, so Filthy has fallen off of the DRS to the driver in front, so he's going to be under pressure from Link's Peace. Matthias though very close to Deck, and it looks like he will make the move as they head to turn 1. How much will Deck defend it? He does have more ERS than Deck in front, so definitely will have way more straight line speed as they come out of the final chicane now. Coming out of the final corner of this race, Matthias is going to take this lead of the race. Easy does it for the Mercedes driver, who's looking for his first win here in Tier 1 after a long while off the top step of the podium. I believe Matthias' last win was before Monza. Might have been, yeah, I think it was before Monza. And that was many rounds ago. Matthias will be looking for another one here. Deck is just going to stay behind him and try and use as much DRS as he can. Oh, that is not what you want to do though. You don't want a little, you don't want a slippery back end. You know, trying to keep close to Matthias here as his teammates Link's Peace will also be pushing to try and catch up to them. Mr. P now, his next target is going to be that Visa RB, the Visa RB that he knows that he has to beat today, and he is on track to beat today. Looking for it on the inside, wouldn't be close enough. Viking will defend it though. This will mean that Mr. P will have the optimal line. Coming out of the corner, will have the better traction and will get the move completed. He didn't even need to go for the move. Viking just gave it to him, defending on the inside there. I don't know why he did that, but on the inside, Bad Boy is now going to take it around the outside of Viking, who drops down to P7 as Mr. P moves up to P5, and his next target is going to be Filthy Ghost, heading down to 130 using the slipstream of the kick Sauber. He's going to set it up as he head down to turn 1 with that DRS, as Link's Peace now 1 second behind Deck. I will finally be catching up to his teammates who has fallen off from Matthias. It's been very, very difficult for Deck to keep up with Matthias here on 10 lap old hard. But Deck can stay out and still get a podium here in this race. It's going to be a very, very difficult one. He will try and keep close to his teammates. We'll see how much he can do that as Mercedes now has gotten the place on him, and behind Vosted Bolt is going to make that place on Hazer. The kick Saubers are not giving this one up, and I believe there will be a switch between these two drivers as we go here. Bad Boy going around the outside again. He does it again. The third time around, Bad Boy does a move, going into the S's on the inside, around the outside, using the inside to complete the move as it goes into the corner. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Bad Boy 2005, and him and Mr. P will have their own personal battle to get to the end of this race. Will they help each other pull close to Hazer in front and to Links in front, who's pulling away from them? We'll see how that goes. Filthy Ghost, who is in front, who is Rusted both Viking, as Hazer and Rusted both, or Viking and Rusted Hazer are fighting. Hazer is going to take that place from Viking, who's losing more and more places now as his tires start to wear out even more. 10 laps to go in this race. Will he go for, oh, as Merc? Looks like he was going for a spin there, but it looked like he was just looking for it on the inside, but knew there was nothing I could do there. Right behind Viva, and Viva now gaining on Viking Fox down the inside of 130. Yeah, Viva is going to go and takes the place from Viking Fox. Merc behind will be looking at that, and also want to be going for a move down the inside. Ooh. Yo, that was scary stuff. Looks like Viking had a little bit, broke a little bit early there, and the Ferrari almost lost his wing. Might have lost his wing if it was a little bit to the left. He's gaining on the Visa. He's gaining on the Red Bull, but he can't make it 2 in 1. It's just going to be 1 for Merc there as he makes the place on Hazer, who decided to stay out on those hard tires. And that's like Viking is falling more and more in this race. It might have been a better choice for them to just go in for new tires. But Merck now and Viva will now be catching up to Filthy Ghost next. As they are doing a good job here, Merck and Viva. They can't finish P7 and P8. It would be a good place to finish considering you're racing in Tier 1. What's the ball now right behind Mr. P, and the rivalry continues between Visa RB and Mercedes. The rivalry continues between Rusted Bolt and Mr. P, always close together, always seeing each other on track as they fight for their teams to get that constructors. See how this goes. Rusted Bolt is going to be trying to set up the move on Mr. P in front, but he has that DRS on Bad Boy. Bad Boy does have a lot of pace though. Mr. P will be trying his best to make sure that Bad Boy doesn't pull away. Bad Boy is low on that ERS, so Mr. P can use a little bit of his ERS to catch up to Bad Boy in front, who is catching up to Deck and Lynx. Mateus dominating this race, and finally, it's been a long time since he's dominated, so that's the reason why the league wasn't too eager to push Mateus out of the league. He's had a bunch of races where he didn't just dominate like this. If he was dominating from the start, I believe he probably would have been removed from the league, but that is not what he's been doing. He's had those races where he's had a match, Mano and Bird. Those guys are not here today, but Pesci was his match today. But the mistake that he made, he also got damage. He also got damage on his car, Pesci, when he did make that mistake. Look at Pesci might have went into someone, or someone might have gone into him when he did go for a spin. He was trying to make a move on Filthy Ghost, so I'm guessing that is exactly what happened. Make contact with Filthy Ghost, as now he's going to have better exit than the Aston Martin. Lucky enough this time around, he doesn't go into the back of Coffee. He can keep his other end plate, because if he loses the other end plate, that's probably going to be the end of his race for sure. Let's head back to the front now, as Bad Boy rapidly has caught up to Deck, and this means that Mr. P can join this fight and also catch up to Deck, exactly what he'll be looking for. Deck 1.1 seconds behind Lynx is not going to have that DRS on his teammate in front. As Lynx will be very difficult for Lynx to pull away from Bad Boy and Mr. P, as they'll be DRSing themselves and slipstreaming themselves to catch up to Lynx in front. Bad Boy might not even need that. The pace that he has here in Japan is showing as he's clawing them in lap by lap. Will he go for it down the inside here, or is he going to wait for the DRS? Looks like he's going to wait for the DRS. Take the optimal line. 3-second penalty for Lynx piece. Exactly what they will be looking for. All they have to do is make sure they are 3 seconds behind Lynx and Bad Boy. All he has to do now is set up this move, activates the DRS and the ERS. Round the outside, he's going to try to do, but the Mercedes out of nowhere takes P3, 2 in 1 going into the corner. Unbelievable. Bad Boy is going to try foul right the outside, but he makes contact with the Mercedes. That is not what you want to see there, as he does it again. Bad Boy around the outside there as he makes contact with Mr. P, but they keep going. What a move for the Mercedes going into turn 1. Look at the straight line speed on that Mercedes. He's helping him with the moves today, as Rusted Bolt now right behind Deck, who will be his next target. Try and get ahead of, with 7 laps to go in this race. Surely Depp wouldn't be going into the pits here. He's going to have to settle for P5 or anything else that he can get. Filthy Ghost dropping back now, is now under pressure from the Ferrari of Merck, who is doing a good job starting right at the back in this race, up to P8 now. Could get P7, maybe even P6. We'll see how that works out for him. With 7 laps to go in this race, Mateus will be one driver that we're hoping and praying no safety car does come out. Viking Fox gone into the pits. The strategy absolutely abysmal from the Visa RB. Not exactly what he will be looking for. And he's going to drop all the way to the back. It's very difficult when he's got to catch 19 seconds to the pack in 7 laps. And that means the Visa RB is going to have one of their drivers finishing down in P15. He's a reserve driver, let's remember that. So any point he does get here is respectable for his team. Lynx piece hasn't showed up for ages now. As Merck now fighting with one kick Sauber as he tries to make the move. On the other kick Sauber, Viva doing a good job to defend his teammates as the Ferrari was trying to make the move on him, but the Ferrari is going to look for it on the inside. No, not close enough yet. Oh, somebody damaged Hazer behind. Looks like he made contact with Viva as they're going into that contact. That means damage for Hazer. Merck though will have to be very careful behind the Visa, what is that again? Kick Sauber. Sorry about that. Merck's going to have to be careful about the kick Sauber in front of him, because he doesn't have that much pace. He doesn't want him to go into a corner and break a little bit earlier than Merck expects and make him lose his wing. But he's going to have to set the move up. Surrounded by the kicks, who are doing well to protect themselves. But it looks like Filthy might not have space again to keep that driver behind. Rusted Bolt still staying behind the hards of deck. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I believe this is when the hards of deck will start to come back into play. 10 laps they've done on those mediums and 15 he's done on the hards. So they'll start to come back to play and he can finally just, I won't say maybe make overtakes, but he can't keep up to them. All their tires are wearing off. Mr. P though, still close enough and can still get a podium here today. Could it be a double Mercedes podium? It's been a very, very strong resurgence for Mr. P this season. Not the best start from him. A lot of lower place finishes. As the season has gone on, he's just been getting better and better. A podium last week, and could he get another one this week for Mercedes? Everybody knows how happy I'll be there if he does. If they do get a podium here, a double podium there, and we have Viking finishing in P14 and Vosted finishing in P6. That's a lot that we can make on them, or P5. I mean, I'm trying not to be biased here, but I'll be happy that my team is doing a good job here. But Mr. P, all he has to do now is keep close to Bad Boy and Lynx, who is struggling to keep them away from him. Lynx does have a 3-second penalty. That means he doesn't even need to make the move on the Haas in front. He will get the podium in P3. Nobody predicted Bad Boy on the podium. Nobody predicted Mr. P on the podium. This is where they are. I didn't predict a Matthias win, but somebody did predict a Matthias win. Yeah, it was Destroyer Jack. He said Matthias will win. He said Pesci and Deck top 3, but Pesci and Deck don't look like they'll be finishing in the top 3 here today. But Matthias will win this race. Math is smashing it, to be fair, said by Warner. Yes, he's absolutely smashing it. 6 seconds away. Said earlier in quality, he's smashing it, and he's smashing it on track again. 6 seconds away from the man in P2, and he surely will be getting the 35 points with the extra one of pole position, making it 36. He will be absolutely loving. Last week he thought he was going to win the race. Chaos happened in Singapore, and he had to finish in P6 with a red wing, by the way, 2 red wings. I know he was coming back for vengeance this week, as he will be grabbing your wing with 4 laps to go here. Bad Boy will try and make a move on Lynx Piece, who's defended that very aggressively. They're very close to the wall there, not giving Bad Boy any moment to try. But Bad Boy, will he do it again around the outside here? No, a little bit not close enough this time around to try around the outside of the Haas there. Oh, very close now. Bad Boy, he knows that Lynx has that 3-second penalty, so is he going to make the move on Lynx, or is he just keep holding it back on Lynx in front? 6 seconds away from Mateus. So that is that with that one. Mateus has won that race. We're just going to head back to him at the end of the race to watch him cross the line. Merck, 3.8 seconds now. It's very difficult for him to cross the drivers in front, but he did what he needed to do and got past the Kick Saubers. Now will start to fall away from him. The Kick Saubers are doing a good job in P8 and P9. As Pesci in P10 is clawing back from dropping all the way down to P15. His next 2 targets are now going to be the Kick Saubers. Can he get both of them before the end of this race? With the damage that he has on, it will be a good clawback. I'm sure he will still be gutted after making a mistake and spinning all the way to the back. Bad Boy though can now set up the move on the inside of Lynx, and can he do it going into 130 yard? The Mercedes though round the outside. Mr. P is not letting him do this peacefully, but he's going to hold it back now going into the chicane, knowing there's no point. He can set it up as they head down now head out of this final corner. He knows that he has a lot of straight line speed and a lot of ERS, as you can see, saved on his dashboard, but it looks like he wouldn't be close enough again this time around. But will Bad Boy be close enough? Switch him to the outside, trying it round the outside, and he's going to take that P2. They're going to make contact. Is that going to be a spin for Bad Boy? No. Contact made. Their elbows are out. Lynx is not giving this one up without a fight, but Bad Boy will take that P2. Stunning stuff from the drivers here, as the Mercedes of Mr. P now will be looking at that Haas. He's surrounded by the Haas, and he'll be trying to be Lynx Piece in front. He's going to set up the move as they go into the next lap, into the next DRS zone, heading to turn 1. Bam and Pesci. Bam getting ahead of Pesci. They look at Pesci, might have made a little bit of a mistake, and Bam is now going to take that place from him. He still can't get past the Kick Saubers of Viva and Filthy Girls. Merc though clawing Rusted Bolt in 1.9 seconds. He was 3.8 seconds a lap ago. The pace this boy has, the pace he has in that Ferrari. We'll see if he can claw him in at the end of this race. See if he can beat him at the end of this race. That would be absolutely stunning stuff from the Ferrari if he ends up doing that, because we know Rusted Bolt also is a very strong driver. As Deck now is going to be gaining on Mr. P. Would he try it round the outside? Oh, he's going to go onto the grass here. Absolute bravery from the Haas boys. That reckless bravery, a little bit of it, almost loses it. Lucky for him, he can keep behind the Mercedes and keep going, and also keep that DRS. That was very, very close for Deck, but he can't keep that P5. Mr. P though, still in a good position to finish on the podium. He can't get a 1-2 though. All he has to do is try and get ahead of Link's piece and take Bad Boy right at the end of this race. Mercedes 1-2. Oh my god. A Mercedes 1-2 will just make me so happy right now. I might just retire from the happiness if we get a 1-2. I believe the constructors will probably be over if we get a 1-2 here. Because we're leading by how many points? I believe 26 points. A 1-2 here is, considering Matt is going to get 36. If Mr. P can get 30, that's 66 points. And we have one visa being P6 and the other in P14. There's going to be a lot of points gained from us today. I hope the tier 2 and tier 3 drivers, which is myself, are watching this and can capitalize on the fact we're gaining a lot on the visas. But the Haas are not giving up. P3 and P5, one of them does have the penalty and will fall back when they do cross the line to the final lap of this race. But he will not give it up. He will keep fighting to the end. Rusted Bolt still under pressure from Merck. 1.7 seconds now. Merck is going to be pushing as hard as he can to catch up to Rusted Bolt. Rusted Bolt needs that DRS to make sure that Merck doesn't catch up to him. Would Deck go for it on the inside this time around? He is going to go for it, Deck. Mercedes will give him that space. They're going to fight it hard here as Mercedes now almost making contact there. They have to fight it. Deck can't just let him have it because he knows that the championship still matters as he's gaining on Mr. P. Mr. P does have that straight line speed and has that DRS, and Deck wouldn't be able to make it on the inside. Did Mr. P do a good job, enough job to stay in that DRS of drivers in front? Yes, he did. Fighting very hard with Deck here, who can't try around the outside, but nothing doing. But that means that Mr. P might just fall out of the DRS here. And maybe that's what Deck's teammate Link's piece might just need, but pulling away 3 seconds from Mr. P will be very difficult for him. We'll see if he can do that. Merck though still 1.8 seconds away from Rusted Bolt. Hasn't still done enough to get into that DRS. With 2 laps to go, we need to push a little bit harder as Pesci is going to make the move on. Oh, where are they? Oh my god. He does make the move on Filthy Goals, moves up to P8. A nice clawback from Pesci to finish back in the top 10. But I believe that will be that for him. It will be hard for him to catch 4 seconds on Merck in 2 laps. 1.5 lap actually, because they're about to start the final lap of this race. Rusted Bolt will probably settle for P6. If he can maybe improve on position, he will. Oh, as you can see, he's now in that DRS. Mr. P has fallen out of the DRS from Deck behind, and this is where it all matters. What would it be the plan for Mr. P? Would he play any DRS games here, or will he just have to try and defend from Deck as they head down the straight? He knows that Deck does have, Lynx does have that 3-second penalty. Maybe he just has to settle for the P4. Just let Deck go. Don't fight it too hard so you don't also lose to Link's piece in front. But losing 3 seconds looks like it to be a little bit of a stretch. Rusted Bolt definitely wouldn't be getting them, but Deck would definitely be getting him as they head to turn 1. Deck would take that podium position. The final podium position will go to the Haas of Deck for sure if they do cross the line like this. Mr. P will have one more opportunity as they head to 130R. He will have the straight line speed as we've seen in his car in this race, or will he have enough to get past Deck? Deck's teammate though will definitely be sliding back a little bit to give him that slipstream as he almost makes a mistake there. That is exactly what the Mercedes will be looking for. Well, how well would they work together as yellow flags at the back, pushing very hard Merck to catch up to Bolt. He makes a little bit of a mistake, and that is going to mean that he's going to have to settle for P7. A good recovery from him here. He's going to have to settle for P7 here. Rusted Bolt though still has an opportunity here to beat the Mercedes. The Visa RB is not giving this one up without a fight. Very high on his ERS, and Mercedes not too high, but he does have enough. Might be able to defend if he can keep the slipstream to the Haas in front. And here we go now as they head down the straight of the 130R for the final time in this race. Mr. P is going to use it all. Rusted Bolt is going to use it all. How is this going to turn out? Rusted Bolt is definitely going to look for a move on the inside. The outside. Oh! He did look for a move, but he couldn't complete it. A mistake from Rusted Bolt. It means that he's going to have to keep that P6. Mr. P can't get Deck on the line, so he wouldn't get that podium. but it's enough to get P4. Enough from Mercedes. A good job from Russell Boto. Gets the P5. Lynx will drop to P6. Merck can't take that P6 from Lynx. Can take P7. Pesci very, very close to Merck at the end. Almost take that P7. The kick Salvas will finish again at P9 and 10. Bam in 11. Iceman in 12. Hazer in 13. On the race that he will be looking for. Viking in 14. And Link and Coffee will round up the grid in a very, very exciting race here at Japan. Oh, I didn't actually follow Mateus when he did cross the line. Sorry, Mateus. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I know he's going to be so pissed. But the thing is, I had to watch what was happening. I had to watch. But there you go. He stands at the top step once again as he flaunts his Norwegian flag. The man from Norway is going to stand at the top step of the podium. The Mercedes team are going to be absolutely delighted as his team celebrates, because we all know that the champagne is going to taste the best and the Mercedes camp as Matthias wins the Suzuka Grand Prix, accompanied by the Williams of Bad Boy and Deck. And Deck will also finish on the podium. Very, very close, my prediction. I did say Deck and Matthias will finish on the podium, but Hazer, not the best race from Hazer, as he will finish in P13. Matthias also takes the fastest lap in the race, so that means 37 points. Brilliant from Matthias, as Mr. P finishes in P4. What a race from him. We have to say that. What a race from him. Almost gets that P3, but walking against two harsh drivers was quite difficult. But he did a good job. And let's show the incident before this goes off. Here you go. Incident. Not that much incidents, to be fair. I thought I would expect to see more. Constructors, here we come. Hopefully, tier 2 and tier 3 have to do their job now. We have to do our job now. Also, try and make damage control, because to be fair, the visas are stronger than the Mercedes when it comes to tier 2 and tier 3 with Viking and Silky Stevens and Gandalf and Pope. I would say Gandalf and Pope, Viking and Stevens. I would say that fight is quite equal. How it's been going the past few weeks, I haven't been too strong in Mercedes compared against them, but that group fight is quite equal. But when it now comes to tier 3 with myself and Mrs. P, I'll say Shazam and 50 gents actually have that one over us, because they constantly can't finish in the top 5. There we go. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. What a race that was in tier 1. I have been Willie Fernandez, and the first time this season in tier 1. We have been UFRL. Good night and goodbye.